So guys, you know it's going to be a long video when I start off with one of these, so do apologise for the wait on the one now, it's coming. So I thought I'd take a bit of time before I do the deck profile of reasons for the deck profile over why I'm doing this. So, it's going to be a fun one. So, always fun when walking around, you always get the random shits, so it is what it is. So, the idea is that I'm going to go through what I'm going to do with Mimighoul and why. I'm actually going to show you roughly both deck versions, the Master Duel and the TCG, explain why there is on differences. So this one's going to be quite a lengthy one, so obviously I will try and put roughly in the description or in the comments what times each profile is at and what bits are at which time, so just to kind of make it a bit easier on certain people who are looking for certain things in this video. So hopefully that helps. So without further ado, I'm going to go over why I've done this in a certain way. So I'll see you in the next bit. Right, so here's my IRL Mimighoul deck, and obviously on my tablet I play Master Duel. Each one of them will play slightly differently, and I'm going to go over the reasons like why my Master Duel is one version and the reason why this one is a completely different version. Obviously you have to remember side deck is obviously incorporated into that, so obviously that has something as well. For this one, and I will do this in a different way, so I decided to do it in a bit more of a general consensus. So obviously this is still using summoning curses. You can some people will whinge about summoning curse. It's a card that gives you hand knowledge. If at the end of the day, if it gives you the opportunity to look at your opponent's hand and gain that information, so be it. So yeah, so we're going to go over that, and we'll go over the Master Duel one first. Right guys, so this actually is my Master Duel account. It's loaded, so I'll show you why I do certain things in a certain way. So I will probably turn the volume down a little bit, which you can see that I'm doing. So I'm trying to do this live so you can understand why I've done it in this way. So we are loading up and everything, so just to give you more of the authentic experience. So that's my account, everything else. So right, we'll go to the decks. So these are all the decks I've used. There's been no money spent on this account at all. I have 6 decks that, well, the Utopia one is whatever, but yeah, we'll go on to this one, which is my Mimighoul one. So we'll go to edit, so view. So obviously this is the Mimighoul one, so it's 41 cards, which I feel is fine for Master Duel. You can make it 40 if you want, obviously there's options for this. So we're going to go with the first, which is Free Dragon. It is your starter for the deck. You add your spells and traps. It's fine. It's really good. So yeah, you need to do the secondary effect to nuke an opponent's board is really, really good. Obviously I'm not going to go over the effects of cards again in the other profile, so just be aware of that. The only thing I'll go over is key difference cards. So one Cerberus, we keep it because we need the name. The ability to protect your field spell is kind of useful sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Archfiend, again, is a really, really good card. Its effect to just neg your opponent plus you is so good. Again, you have to be careful because Ash does interrupt this, but it also does mean it stays on your opponent's board, so that is something to be aware of. Armor, again, just allowing your monsters to not be destroyed by battle is really good. It also functions as an extender, the same as Fairy and Slime. Fairy is just good because it stops hand effects, so anything like the Bellstar or something like that. Slime to special summon for the deck is really useful. 2 Max C, I feel that should be standard if you're playing Master Duel. Unless you're playing a hard stun deck, you should be playing 2 Max C. 3 Ash because Ash negates a lot of stuff, and also Ash counteracts Max C, so it's kind of like you need to run it for both things. 3 Master. Now, Master's always a controversial one for people. I think to myself, I'm usually going to get board wiped a lot, so that's why I always kind of have Master at 3. I want a card to get back in the game, and I just feel like Master is the card to do that. 2 Fluoros, because same logic as Max C, is a good card. Depending on the meta, you can swap it for Perulia, but it is what it is. 1 Triple Tactics Talent and 1 Thrust because your Mimighouls turn those on. You can max out more of these, but sometimes drawing multiples just makes your hand dead, so you have to be very aware of that. Freemaker is standard for the deck, which is the reason you run like a lot of names. So yeah, if you're running Freemaker, you need to kind of make your names a bit more varied because you can't always just go Slime and Dragon all the time. So you have to be aware of that. We'll go with 2 copies of Fork. It's your force flip for your opponent. You banish it, you grab another one. It functions in a way like thing like D-Draw, so it has that kind of like recyclability of it. Free from field spell, I feel, is again mandatory. It's another starter for the deck. It's an optional rotor. The effect to activate the field spell is not a hard once per turn, so if they do destroy it on activation, you have another one, you can do it. It is the add effect, which is once only, so that's always something to be aware of. Free Summoning Curse, because again, people really hate this card. Yeah, people really hate that card so much. 1 Charm, which is your kind of flexi slot for the deck. If you don't want to run it, you don't have to. I just like it because it makes my opponent sweat a bit more. And 2 Call By, because again of the meta of Maxi, you kind of need to run the Call By. There is no ifs, no buts. If Maxi's in the format, you need to play Call By. You could possibly swap Charm for Crossout if you wanted. That might be a play. But again, you're not running a lot of meta cards, so the only cards you target would be Fluoros, Talents, Ash, Maxi. Those would be the ones you kind of go for. Free Imperm, standard. You should be playing free Imperm. 1 Room. Some people say run more. I still think for this build 1's fine. The ability to summon from the deck is so good. The ability to bounce stuff to the hand is absolutely insane, which is really, really useful to stop it when someone board wipes you. And for another combo you'll see later on. And 1 Azarune, because at this point for this deck, Azarune is just sometimes worst case scenario. You can just summon it during battle phase and it just protects you and knocks something out that's really good. And so we'll go for the extra deck. We have the I believe it's Nightingale. I will have a look at this. Oh, sorry, Promenade Thrush. It is just another form of spell and trap removal. It shuffles it into the deck, so it's kind of like just another form of like getting rid of things. I could have gone Nightmare Phoenix, but I didn't really want to, so it was kind of the thing of if I get hit with D-Fisher, it keeps some, it helps Mimighouls out, so that's a way to think of it. 2 Giant, because Giant is insane. It's a rotor again. It's burn damage and allows your monsters to attack directly. Why wouldn't you play this? 1 Throne. I still feel 1 Throne. Some people want to go multiples. I still feel 1 because I never really use it too often. So I think it's nice, but I always kind of like, if I go Throne, I put myself in nib territory, which is what I'm not always happy about. So we'll go with the 2 Zeus. Again, it's a board wipe. You have to think of it at this point in time. So the idea is you can attack with Giant, attack one of your face downs, flip it, doesn't do anything. Go to main 2, make Zeus, then Chain Room, bounce all of your stuff to the hand, and all their stuff gets wiped, and you reset the board. It's kind of disgusting, but hey, that's the game. Yeah, 1 Typhon, because again, it's just a really good card for helping break boards. 1 Earth Charmer, just a really good solid card. 2 SP, great solid card, helps the deck a lot. 1 of Goddess of the Closed Moon, because you run Underworld Goddess and that really, really helps. 1 Rabbit, because you're running the statue, so you've got to run 1. The only reason the other card I've chose is Avamax is because there is just some points in time I just needed to end on something, which was just a towers for certain situations. Plus it just outs certain things, and then it has the application to shuffle something in. So that's the whole reason I run that one. So to be hyper aware of why I run it, that is why I run it. So it is what it is. So that's the whole deck. So right guys, so I'm going to go over the TCG side of the deck. So again, we're running Free Master because it's a starter. Under your field spell, it can hit for 3k. So combo disruptor by battle or card effects where you have another Mimighoul, or your opponent has a face down monster, which is really good. 3 Dragon again. 3 Archfiend. For this one, we're running 2 armor because I feel like in some cases not being destroyed by battle is actually kind of important. Also the free special is nice. So 1 Cerberus, 1 Slime, 1 Fairy, And then for the hand traps and for the monster side of hand traps, sorry, we are running 2 draw. Because it's TCG format, I'm doing 2 draw. So this conflicts with some people's ideas, but the idea for this is it's a level 1, which works with certain Mimighoul lines, and also the fact it is a spellcaster that can turn off Secret Village, which again, if you're going against this under Secret Village, it absolutely hurts. So for the spells, we're going 3 Dungeon, 3 Maker, which again is kind of standardized, 2 Fork, 1 Charm, 1 Talents, 1 Thrust, and then 3 lovely, nice holofoil summon curses. So that's always nice. We will then run 1 Rune and fuel 1 OBS, and then we run the 1 Azarin because again useful. So for the hand traps, a bit different for this one. So you run 3 Infirm, 3 Purge. Obviously you can do this in Master Duel because obviously it doesn't cut you off Maxi or Floros, but the problem is a lot of the time is if you're going first, which this deck normally kind of goes into, you have the problem of you want to try and play around certain things. So if you're going second, it kind of hurts with hand traps, or like people are more likely to use talents, I find, or thrust, which hurts a lot more. So this just kind of limits that usage. We're also playing 2 Song of the Dominators because it then adds this to the hand and it just creates more consistency. So I kind of like that. So you kind of do things in a different way with this deck. So it's also gives you some more flexibility options, let's just say. So I'm going to go to the side deck because the side deck influences the extra deck in this one. So mostly for this one, we are playing a bit more of a different side. So obviously you always have to remember, in locals, you can also incur something for the mirror match. So I have 1 card for the mirror match, which is Morphing Jar 2. So with Morphing Jar 2, because of how it works, it shuffles monsters into the owner's deck. So if you have Mimighoul monsters in the mirror match on your side of the field, it goes to the owner's deck and it kind of messes the plays up a lot. So yeah, you have to kind of run this. For the next one, we are going to show you, because we have Ghost Mourner because it doesn't conflict with Purge. It is a life point 1, so that's always nice to know. So you can kind of, if you have Giant and this, you can kind of really burn quite high, so it's kind of good to use. So for the next one, because obviously we have going seconds in, not in Master Duel, we have Pancratops, because you can summon Pancratops to your opponent's field if they control a Mimighoul monster, so you just kind of go give them a Mimighoul, special Pank. Yeah. Also works going second, so it's quite funny. Right, so that is all the monsters for the side deck, so that's fine. We decided to go with 2 Deep Fissure because Mimighouls can play on the Deep Fissure, so that's fine because the XYZs go to the grave and most of the time you don't really care, so it's all good. So because we want to get rid of boards, we decided with Harpies, so yeah. We can't play Lightning Storm because we kind of have like different things that stop us from playing it, so. And we can't really play evenly because you rely on your field spell being on board too much, so it conflicts really badly. So I decided, and there's no kind of way unlike Snake Eyes where you can kind of shift cards away from certain places, so it was more kind of edged towards this instead. So we decided in terms of board breaking to go with Ulti Slayer. So that obviously influences the extra deck in this version. So you can play this if you want to play more of a very much a going second hand control version. So I'm not saying no, in Master Duel you can play this, it's a really good card, so yeah. And that's all the spells. So for the traps, we run 1 Goes and Match because everything you play is earth related. We play 1, there can be only 1 because everything is usually a different type as well, so yeah, that can cause some problems for your opponent. And because we have 2 Flexi slots, we ran 2 Small Archfiends, which kind of hurts Malice quite a bit, so you can't link into link monsters, so it's like it really screws their lines up. They have to really commit a lot harder, so yeah, that's what we decided to go with. So for the extra deck, because obviously everything was kind of messed around in that version, so I will go with the lovely targets first. So we play 1 Garura because obviously you want to deal with fusion monsters. we will play one of this guy because they're going to deal with synchros, and again these two have lovely bonus effects, which is what we care about. So for XYZs, again we have the Promenade Thrush. This is a American one, I believe, so it's very nice to have an American one in Europe. We've got the one throne again, which is fine. We have two giant again, which is also fine with its rotary abilities. We still played the one Typhon. I decided to do this even though it does conflict a little bit. Even this one does with the Dominus. But remember, you can set Dominus, so don't worry about that too much. One, and we run the second Zeus. So we've got a first edit secret and a first edit ulti. Both look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm really happy with those. So again, we run one Asa because again it's a good generic link. We run Goddess of the Closed Moon. One of this one. Because obviously we've gone for different ways, I needed a link free, so I didn't really know what to pick. So I decided to go Blackluster because I just felt like it was just a really, really good shout. So I was going to go Avamax. Was it not the Avamax? I was going to go with the Equimax, but this just seemed funnier because it was a warrior and it was Earth, so it just kind of worked a bit better. And then I decided to go with one silhouette and then one for hire because I just like, again, if you saw the other one, it's fine, but it's just nice. It helps clear cards. So it's a very nice, generically funny side deck. So again, hopefully you guys are happy with it. Is like I say, a mixed profile between the two. Each one is specialist at doing different things. It's very hard to kind of go, okay, this work. Nothing translates exactly right from Master Duel to TCG and TCG to Master Duel. I would say the one that probably comes roughly the closest is Blue Eyes. There's very little transition between the two. It's just a case of, I think it's just you basically just replace Maxi now with some more stuff, which is fine. But I would rather say that with Mimighoul, your actions are not as easy to do as they once were. But hopefully you like the profile and everything. I'm sorry it took a bit more time because I was refining both decks. So I went to locals 1 week with this one, and then I was obviously playing the YC World Qualifiers. So close to one match off qualifying for day 2. But hey, it is what it is. But it was a lot. It was like each time I was doing stuff, I was testing, evolving. So even if you want to copy my build, and I'm not saying don't, please feel free to tweak it in any way you see fit. The meta changes, don't stay stagnant with your build. There are some things that you can always change and turn to make better. So hopefully you guys like the video and everything. So hopefully give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you in another one.